paaralan ay isang lugar kung saan ang mga estudyante ay nag-aaral at dapat masayang nakikihalubilo sa kanilang mga kaklase. Subalit, ito rin pala ay siyang lugar kung saan nangyayari ang mga pangungutya at minsan pisikal na pananakit sa iilang mga bata. Tunghayan natin ang mga kwento ng mga biktima ng bully sa panibagong episode ng Dynamic Living, The Total You. Anong pambubuli ang ginawa sa'yo?
I was shocked. Kag-send ni Alice ako a message nga naka-naked na ko. It was posted in the messenger of what group? Group of gays.
Teasing, calling names. But they started calling me Bakang. They started calling me Bakulaw because I was quite tall.
December last year. Alice said that need to be take off my clothes and my underwear. Alice, okay. Get a picture.
Behind my lunchbox. Stones in my bag. They put stones in my locker.
They told me nga tambok ko, pangit ko, gamay ako ang otin.
Then they bump you intentionally. They grabbed my paper, threw my ball pen away.
$120 ang nag-comment about sa ako ang penis.
I have this stab wound here from pencil.
Worry and shame. So mo daw, no, dako na daw yung problema. Why man na-post to?
Welcome to Dynamic Living, The Total You. Our dear guests here, I am very much honored to be joined here in the studio by Miss Mary Jane Shawson. She's a junior psychologist from Child Farm Possibilities. Magandang araw sa iyo, Mary Jane.
Magandang araw din po.
Alright. And of course, we are joined by Dr. Nena Asengo, Chief Education Program Specialist, Office of Student Development Services of the Commission on Higher Education. No? So magandang araw po sa inyo, Doktora.
Magandang araw din,
Doc. Opo. So napanood po natin, we'd like to interact based on the interviews of these two victims of bullying. No? But first of all, I'd like to ask Miss Mary Jane, etong bullying, if you see it, parang it's like a kid's stuff. Parang minsan ang parents and the teachers would even not mind it. Kasi parang laro lang naman yan parang lokohan lang, yes.
In Philippine setting po kasi, no, commonly ang conception nga po ng parents and teachers is may tukso-tuksohan na nagaganap, biro-biruan, kantsawan, na ang nangyayari po yung mga students, parang they make fun of one particular target or a victim po, na naglilid po sa hindi po nila aware na sila'y nambubuli na ng isang tao out of their happiness and joy po.
So parang enjoy lang, game sila, and then they pick on somebody na they feel na they can actually use as a target.
Yes,
ganun yung nangyayari, di ba? Sa yung practice as a psychologist, have you had instances wherein they come to you because of incidents like this?
Yes po, meron pong mga particular na na-handle ako na cases na kung saan yung bullying and its effects po, naging hindi po maganda yung dulot kasi po nakadevelop na rin po sila ng other psychological problems po, and also naapektuhan din po yung academic performance po nila.
Since you mentioned something like academic performance, Doktora, kayo po nasa Commission on Higher Education, alam ko po, hindi directly under sa inyo yan yung paano, yung mga programs ng Department of Education. Kasi karamihan po ba, tanungin ko po muna ba, Doktora, maibi muna ako, Mary Jane, anong age group usually nangyayari itong bullying na to?
According to studies po,
yes,
no?
according to studies.
Ang sabi po is, mostly frequent ito na nangyayari sa middle school po, which is yung grades 1 to 6 po. And then, in Philippine studies naman po, nagaganap din po ito sa high school, which mas malala po yung mga nagagawa ng mga bullies.
Pag high school na.
Opo.
Kasi parang mas may lakas ng loob na,
Yes
di ba?
po, opo.
So, Doktora, narinig po natin si Miss Jane, na kumbaga, nangyayari elementary, grade school, and then meron din naman doon sa high school. Pero yung nasasakupan po ng CHED ay hindi po itong dalawang ito po, di po ba?
Yes, Doktora. Actually, sa higher ed, more or less, hindi masyadong napapalabas yun kasi ang ina-expect natin na mas mature ang mga bata doon. So, nahahandle nila. Pero meron pa rin nangyayari.
May mga nangyayari.
Pwede natin hindi alam. But we have established measures na pwedeng
So, yung mga
lapitan.
measures na ini-establish po ng Commission on Higher Education, nasasakupan po yan, yung middle years at saka middle school years nga at saka yung sa high school. Are they that? Can you please explain to the viewers hanggang saan yung inyong kumbaga, your power over the control of all of this or in the implementation of guidelines?
Sa amin po, ang Commission on Higher Education is particularly for higher education institutions. So, yung mga nasa kolehiyo po, pataas.
So hindi sa kanila,
hindi po, iba po yung authority,
Departamento
ng Education ang in charge doon. So,
pero meron po kayong connectivity in terms of, in the implementation of guidelines, in terms of programs also that will address bullying.
Yes.
Yes.
Opo. Pero hindi yung programs pagka ang affected or victim ay nasa higher education, kami na po yun na.
So sa inyo napupunta.
Opo, sa amin napupunta.
Opo. So sa inyo, Miss Jane, sabi mo high school, mas malala pa. Meron din tayo kayang mga encounter sa college or university level?
Gaya po na nabanggit ni ma'am, hindi po siya natatala, no? Wala po halos nag-claim na nararanasan nila yon sa college kasi nga po, we expect them to be mature. Pero actually, ang nangyayari po
is it really maturity that will determine whether a person can become a victim of it or
hindi po ganun. I think it's more on how they cope. Yun nga lang po, ang coping style po kasi ng mga college student is like, they keep it on themselves and they do not tell stories. So, ang nangyayari po, walang nakakaalam and they suffer on silence po.
And heto yung mga kawawa, di ba? Because we'll discuss that later So, let's talk muna about kids stuff. So, sinabi mo nga na, yun nga yung pangungutya, yung parang katuwaan lang siya. So, nagiging ganun. When does an action or a word become something that is detrimental in its effect on a person who is a victim of bullying?
Yung mga red flags po na we should be wary about is kapag po yung bully is may commanding words na po. Like, halimbawa, gawin mo assignment ko, ganyan. Or, bili mo ako ng ganyan. Ganyan. Aabangan kita sa labas. Mga commanding words po.
So heto pala yung Doktora. Naririnig niyo po ba yan? Ako naririnig ko yan minsan. So ganun pala yun. Sa mga kabataan yan
Opo.
Ano pa?
Bukod po dun, we should be, yung mga students should be wary na halimbawa inaabangan sa labas or ini-invite sa mga place na they could not get help kasi wala pong adults na present. Halimbawa sa rooftop, nakita tayo dyan, mga ganun po. And also yung parents din po, no, should be aware na bakit kaya yung mga anak nila pag umuwi, ang dumi ng uniform, may mga sugat na natatanggap. And then, bakit hingi ng baon? Yun pala, yung
Kasi pinamimigay.
or
Okay,
pinepwersa pong kuhanin.
So these are the things that a parent should be watching out
Yes
for,
po.
no? Pero heto nga dito nga natin makikita na minsan yung home environment will also have an impact on whether this person, a child, can be a victim or become a perpetrator.
Yes po.
Paano mo yan ma-explain sa ating mga tagapagpanood, Miss Mary Jane?
Okay po, di ba po kanina yung kid stuff is more on laro-laro. Nagiging bullying siya kapag po ito'y repeated and habitual, no? Habitual, ibig sabihin, palagian, repeated, paulit-ulit.
Kahit na hindi sa isang tao, kahit na sa iba pa niya ginagawa
Opo,
niya.
at hindi po, kung sa particular na tao na yun, habitual, palagi po niya tinatarget yung tao na yun, repeated, paulit-ulit sa kanya, yung mga harsh or harmful words, and may intentional aggression pong nagaganap, in which may violence na po.
Minsan, no?
Opo.
Pero ang violence can be physical or hindi, di ba?
Opo, pero in terms of the drastic effects of violence, usually po physical po yung nakikita
natin. So, Doktora, pagka ganyan po, so nakarating po sa inyong opisina, lalo na kung college naman na student yung victim niyan. Usually, ang perpetrator may be a person of authority.
Correct.
Like a professor, like maybe somebody from the office, hindi naman necessarily nakaklase niya. So, mga ganyan, Doktora, may mga hakbangin din kayo for you to be able to address these issues if they reach your office.
Yeah. If pagka nakarating po sa aming opisina, meron kaming opisina na nag-handle that mediation. So, we coordinate with both parties and we meet so we can find out ano ba talaga yung problema and how to solve it.
And
So,
ano pa pong naitutulong natin, kunyari, aside from mediating, trying to resolve that amicably, meron po ba kayong outreach programs that will help the victims recover?
Depende po kung anong magiging effect. Pag we make recommendations to the proper
Meron kayong Doktora, meron kayong authority to sanction or
Yes.
discipline?
Yes, actually in our policies, meron po yan. So, we abide with the laws that is being given and we have policies.
In your
on that.
years of practice po with the Commission on Higher Education po, Doktora, has there been an instance na nakarating sa office ninyo yung mga ganito? And is there such a thing as mas marami ng beses ngayon kaysa mga 10, 20 years back? Or would you say na hindi naman nabago yun?
In terms of bullying, sabi ko nga, parang wala. Yun lang mga disciplinary actions or mga problema ng estudyante versus professors, nakakarating po sa amin. And normally, either nasasanction yung faculty or nagkakasundo sila in how to solve the problem.
Alright.
Ganun
So
po
balikan
lang.
ko si Miss Mary Jane. Mary Jane, is there such a thing as a clear definition pag sinabi natin, this is bullying itself? O kaya naman, is there a thin line, a very gray line that will try to mark off between hetong ang katuwaan lang at heto namang pananakit na talaga?
Okay po. Ang clear-cut definition po ng bullying is, again, repeated. And habitual. And there is an intentional. Clear po yun, intentional to do harm sa target. And also, in psychology po, no, bullying has to do with the imbalance of power. So, pag po imbalance of power, pwede pong affected is in general na population po. Pwedeng school, students, employees, ganun po.
So, hindi siya na limited to students,
Yes,
no?
opo.
Itong bullying na to,
employees.
malawak ang kanyang
Yes
saklaw.
po.
It can be in the workplace, right?
Yes, it could be. Opo.
Have you encountered cases wherein they come and seek consult for you because it's a workplace form of bullying?
Usually po sa bullying po sa workplace, ang nangyayari po is the bully show his aggression towards the victim by manipulating po na nako-compromise po yung work performance po nung target niya. Or example, threatening din po. Pwede rin pong halimbawa yung ginagamit po niya yung power niya over that victim po.
So, yan yung mga persons of authority, Doktora, no?
Yes.
Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina before we started, before you came in, that persons with authority should have a greater responsibility. So, mas grave dapat yung offense niya kapag ginawa niya yan. O kaya naman, pwede bang magulang magbully sa sariling anak niya?
Actually po, nagaganap din po talaga yun, no? But in terms of sa family po, ang nangyayari is more of, harassment, ganyan po, or yung corporal punishment po na tinatawag na parenting.
That can be a form of bullying? That can be a form of bullying? Talaga,
as long as, na-violate po yung human rights
nung bata. So, kaya yun, minsan nakikita natin, nakapost mga ganyan, no, na kunyari, nadadrug yung bata, nilalagay sa kulungan, o kaya naman hindi pinapakain. That can be a form of harassment, no, to the child. So, let's go back to yung mga actions and words na yan. Pwede ba nating maturuan ang ating mga kabataan to be able to become aware, more aware na pag heto yung naririnig mo o heto yung ginagawa sa'yo, you should be aware of this already?
Yes po, ang maganda po dapat as an adult po, no? Kailangan maging model tayo sa kanila na dapat kapag meron ding pong tao na naghaharas sa atin, we use assertive skills. So ang assertive skills po, parang ito yung nagsasabi na I have a complete power over my safety and myself. So, pwedeng halimbawa, ang mga students sabihin nila na nasasaktan ako kapag ginagawa mo yan. O kaya naman, kapag ginagawa mo yan, naiinis ako. Ganun po. When they communicate the action of the bully, mas maiisip ng bully na hindi ko pala siya dapat ganito na yun, mali pala yung ginagawa ko.
But then there will be extremes to that. Even if you say that, the bully can still, actually, we'll go into the profile of the victim, and when we come back, we'll take a very short break, and when we return, we'll discuss, meron bang profile talaga ito, and what are the steps that we can do to be able to help them. So please stay tuned to Hope Channel. Kindly watch the next segment for this show.
Ang bullying ay isang masakit na karanasan sa buhay ng mga biktima. Marahil, isang palaisipan sa kanila kung bakit sila ang nagiging punteriya ng mga pananakit. Pero higit sa lahat, paano kaya ito nakakayanan ng mga batang sa murang edad ay kinakailangang harapin ang di ka nais-nais na mga pangyayari? Bakit tingin mo ikaw ang target nila?
I don't know why, but I was always his target. Maybe because matangkad ako.
Always ko niya ginabulay because not man ko dili man ko reply sa iya kung ginabully ra ko niya.
Every single day. Like, there's no day of the school week that it doesn't happen.
Always siya magayo sa ako og money, 500, 1,000, kay gihatag na ko sa iyaha. Think ni Alice kay stupid ko no ko, so easy ra daw ko i-bully.
So, paano mo kinaya yung mga pambubuli sa'yo?
I don't know. I had lots of toys at home. Maybe that's my coping mechanism, playing toys. And also I had friends at home, playing with friends. I don't know. I don't know how I did it.
I keep it because madlo ko sa akong mama. I was afraid with my mom because my mama has a high heart attack. My classmate is si E. I told her about it. So on Saturday, my interpreter called my mama. Then my mama was so angry.
I was keeping the things to myself.
Our family went to Lapasan in the cyber office to show what happened to me, and they checked my phone and I show it to them, the picture, and also they get they check also the Facebook of Alice. So, nagperma na din mi og blatter.
We're we're back again here in the studio with our guest, a psychologist, a junior psychologist at that, a Child Farm Possibilities, Miss Mary Jane Sioson. So, Miss Mary Jane, napanood naman natin, nakita naman natin yung mga in-interview natin ng mga victims. Ang unang tanong ko sa'yo how do victims get picked up? Para bang, hindi naman lahat ginaganyan
Okay po. Ang nangyayari po kasi, kaya po yung mga victims ang natatarget is that kailangan po i-note natin na ang bullying is more on how the bully perceives its target po, no? Kasi po how they perceive the target if it's a threat to them. Kasi po tandaan po natin ulit na ang bullying is an imbalance in the power po. So kapag po yung bully naisip niya na threat tong student na to sa akin kasi ang dami niyang kaibigan o kaya threat tong student na to kasi lagi
mas magaling siya sa akin.
Yes, mas magaling sa akin or laging napapansin ni teacher. So gusto niya yung power na meron yung student na yun, kuhanin niya. Yun po. And
yun ba yung profile ng mga victims karamihan?
Ang profile
iba din yung profile.
Yung may low self-esteem, ganun po.
So paano sila maging threat sa isang bully, yung sa isang perpetrator, knowing na karamihan nito, yung mga naririnig ko and from a personal experience also, na the victim is kind of quiet and shy, maybe a standout in the school, but then who keeps to himself or herself, hindi naman necessarily low ang self-esteem, kundi parang may tendency to be alone and, sometimes parang they just excel and yet ginaganyan sila. So what happens here?
Yun nga po, bali yung it depends po on kasi po ang bullying, it depends on the nature of the bully how they perceive the target po. Kaya nga po nakakapagtaka, na bakit ang tangkad-tangkad ng tao na to, tas yung bully, maliit, di ba po, ganun. O kaya naman, matalino naman ako, bakit ako yung target, no? So, dun po lumalabas na as long as this person becomes a threat to the bully, yun po yung nagiging target nila. So, irregardless na po kung yung gender, mapababae o lalaki, age, o kaya...
Hindi siya nagmamatter na pagka ganon. Pero paano yun, Miss Mary Jane? Is it possible na merong profile ang isang bully? What are the usual types of bully? And so we will be able to relate it na kagaya nung interview natin, kasamahan lang din naman niya yon, yung babae pa yon, yung binuli niya, yung lalaki, yung isa naman kaklase niya na mas maliit pa nga sa kanya. So is there really such a thing as a profile why I would become a bully?
Okay po, ang importante po natin na i-note is nobody is born a bully po. It is a learned behavior po.
So it's a learned behavior. Yung gusto ko malaman na malaman ng mga tagapagpanood natin, it's something you are not born with it.
Yes.
Kung baga, you learn that behavior. So where does this person learn that kind of behavior?
Ang pinaka-primary source po ng learning nila is the home itself po, no? So the way the parents handle or give the parenting to the bully, nagmamatter po yun. Kasi po kung halimbawa, hindi po maganda yung parenting, like they resort to corporal punishment or pananakit every time na nagkakamali po yung anak nila. Ang nangyayari po, incapable po i-express ng bata yung anger niya. So, ang nangyayari po,
hahanap siya ng target
sa school na po, sa ibang environment. Kasi doon niya lang po kayang i-express freely. Unlike sa home, di ba po kapag sila nag-talk back sa parent, lalo po silang sasaktan.
So in other words, the family culture or the environment where the child grows up is very vital also in the development of one becoming a bully or not.
Yes po. And also the community din po.
The community, so bigger, larger society na tayo. Sige, i-expound mo yan. Bakit nasa society natin will also help in the development of this kind of personalities.
So, ang nature po kasi ng bullying is not only on the school and family, sa community din po. Halimbawa, meron namang magandang upbringing yung bata, no? Pero yung community na nandun siya nakatira, hindi po maganda. So, ang nangyayari po, nagkakaroon siya ng trust issues din po sa mga tao kasi po, hindi po niya nararamdaman na safe siya.
So in other words, this is really something that not just the family, not just the person, not even just the community, parang it's everybody's, job to be able to help give that environment na the child will feel secure and appreciated.
Yes po, correct po.
So yun yung ano natin. So ngayon, hetong bully na to, siyempre perpetrator siya. Eh, paano yung mga victims? And is there such a thing as a real profile?
So, profile po ng mga bullies, usually po.
Ng mga victims?
Ng mga victims po. Usually po, mababa po yung self-esteem po nila. They feel hopeless or sometimes they feel worthless about themselves.
Isn't that the result already of the incident? Or is this really who they are? That's why they become targets to a bully?
It's more of the outcomes na po.
Outcomes na yun.
Po, no?
So there is no such thing as a hard and fast rule na if I am this kind of personality as a student, I would end up being bullied.
Na po, wala naman pong ganun.
Wala namang
It's more
ganun
on
yan.
how the bully perceive.
Pero minsan kasi nakakarating sa atin na maybe this person or this student is just too sensitive. Hindi niya kayang sakyan, mag-ride on sa yung mga pangungutya, pangangantsaw, or challenge nung ating perpetrator. Is there such a thing as being over-tolerant or being too sensitive? That's why they become bullied.
Ang dapat po natin tandaan dyan is that no one is exempted to experience pain. Wala pong ganun, no? So, ang nangyayari po, dapat, I think it's more of dun sa bully tayo na parang aware ba sila na nagiging bully na sila. Ganun po eh. Kasi dun po sa part naman ng mga victims po, i-validate natin na kapag sila'y nakakaramdam ng pain, i-validate po natin yun. Na
So how do they validate the pain or the embarrassment?
by being empathic to them, like, anak, yung nararamdaman mo, okay lang na nararamdaman mo yan kasi ang sakit ng pinagdaanan mo.
Huwag natin ipagpabaliwala,
Opo,
so to
ganun,
speak.
tama po, opo. Hindi po pwedeng sabihin na parang, hindi, ganyan na sila. Dapat
Hayaan mo na lang.
hayaan mo na lang, or masyado kang sensitive. Parang nagja-judge pa po sila pag ganun eh.
So dapat, huwag natin yun ang reaction natin
Opo.
pag nagkukwento yung bata or nararamdaman nila yon. And is this happening? Do
Yes
families, have that capacity to empathize with their children?
Yes po, ang dapat po, ang tips ko po sa mga students, no, dapat we encourage them to choose kung sino po yung adult na trustworthy. Doon po nila, yung pag po may discretion po para ibigay yung interventions na kailangan nila. Kasi po, some adults po, wala po kakayahan na, alam niyo yun, mag-empathize sa kanila. So, maganda po, they choose, pwede pong sa parent o kaya naman po sa teachers na alam po nilang naiintindihan sila. Parang dun po sa way na yun, ina-encourage natin sila na every time na may mangyayari sa akin, I can get help.
Pero the coming out in the open can sometimes be a difficult journey for the victim eh. So how can we help this victim, come out in the open? Kasi like hetong ating sa episodes natin took them a while before they were able to come out and ask for help.
Ang nangyayari po kasi kaya po may difficulty sila to come out kasi po may threat. Yung parang sinasabi ng mga bully, sige magsumbong ka, eto gagawin ko sa'yo. So parang naisip po nila na pag nagsasabi ako, laging may threat. So bakit ko pa gagawin? Pero we should take note na in telling, there is healing po.
Okay. I want you to repeat that, in telling there is healing.
Opo.
Ibig sabihin, by the mere fact of coming out in the open, you are already on the road to recovery?
Yes po, correct po, definitely. Kasi po, when you tell your experiences, when you tell or share your feelings, somehow po, nakakaramdam po kayo ng relief. And
pero kasi, di ba, kaakibat niyan kasi yung fear of shame and embarrassment, kaya yung iba ayaw nilang magsalita and come out in the open.
As I've said earlier nga po, no, pag po nagtetel po sila ng stories, ang pipiliin po nila yung trustworthy po na adult, na tao na alam po nilang naiintindihan sila. Kasi po, dapat po iniisip nila kung sino po yung pagsasabihan.
What is the impact on the bully when the bully is caught na he is a bullier? And what is the impact on the victim when there is bullying? I mean, let's talk about the immediate effect and the long-term effect.
Okay.
Sige, let's start with the immediate effect. On one side, the one who is doing the victimizing of the person.
Okay po. On the part po of the bully po, ang immediate effects po nito is that they are already doing antisocial behavior po. Na ang nangyayari po, it is unacceptable and morally wrong po. Kaya po, most of the time, they are involved in troubles. Yun po.
So sila yung mga nagiging delinquent later,
Yes
ano?
po,
So kung
opo.
bata pa nagsisimula sila.
Opo.
And is there help for them?
Yes po. Kasi actually po, yung bullying itself, it's like telling them na, I have a problem, help me. Ganun po eh. So parang mag-focus po, hindi lang po dapat tayo nagfo-focus sa victims and sa effect po ng bullying sa victims, but also to the bully na kaya ko to ginagawa kasi ito yung problem ko and kailangan ko rin ng tulong na hindi po natin alam na sa family po nila yung source.
So para bang it's a cry for help.
Yes po.
Na this is my action now and actually I am crying out for help.
Yes po. Yun nga lang po, hindi sila aware na yung behaviors po na ginagawa nila to release the tension from home ay nakakapanakit na po ng ibang tao.
Oh, and so when we help them, do they recover also? Have you had instances wherein they are brought to your attention for help, the perpetrator but not the victim?
Sa incidents po, wala pa po akong na-handle, pero I think po, in profession po, yung ang nangyayari po kapag pumupunta po sila for counseling is more of, hindi po kasi nila aware yung right from wrong po eh. Ang maganda po halimbawa sa college po, di ba po, wala po kasing masyadong reports. Ang nangyayari po, pwede po silang pumunta sa guidance counselors po, no, para since po may mga events or incidents na nangyayari, maganda po na maintindihan po nung bully na yung ginagawa nila, may masamang effects na po para dun sa victims po nila. And then, masasubject po sila sa ilang sanctions po, kasi po, sa consequences po
ng kanilang ginawa. Okay. Now, what about the effect, midterm or immediate, doon sa victim and the long-term effect? And is there something we can do to help these victims rise again?
Ang immediate effects naman po nito sa victims, kadalasan po physical and emotional pain po. Poor academic performance, ganyan po. Sa long-term effects naman po, it could be, they will be subject, at risk to develop psychological problems like depression po, kasi it has something to do with low self-esteem, ganyan. And
Di nga ba't Miss Mary Jane, meron tayong mga incidences, and this is happening here in the Philippines,
Yes po.
wherein a student who's an A student would commit suicide because may nangyari na nabully siya or anything, diba? And sometimes the success rate of ending their lives is also very high.
Yes
Is this also part of the cycle of the victims, self-esteem and the capability to rise again above the incident?
yes, yung pag po ganun kasi yung nangyayari, it's like wala na po silang option, kaya po ang naisip po nila is more on the suicide thing, kasi po they think na ending of my life and will end my suffering, parang ganun po. Pero kaya po ina-emphasize ko po yung role ng parents po na tignan po or i-monitor po nila yung lagay ng mga anak nila, kasi mas kilala po nila yung anak nila kung masaya or there is something wrong po. And ina-encourage po natin sila to seek professional help din po, to seek psychological services po, counseling.
Have you had success stories wherein you've been counseling, because that's your specialty, counseling victims of bullying who developed depression, suicidal attempts, who developed other mental disorders, and yet now, after going through the therapy and all, you see them again highly functional and being able to pick up the pieces of their lives?
Yes po, it could happen naman po, but sinasabi nga po, long-term effects also require long intervention din po. Hindi po siya yung parang instant lang na
So, yun yung
isang
masakit
session.
doon. Kasi parang the impact on the person is going to be something that may take years for healing and for functionality, di ba?
po, opo.
So, kailangan alam ng mga magulang, alam nung bully, alam nung victim, alam ng school, ng society
Yes
ito.
po.
Kasi this is not something that we should be taking, lightly.
Yes po. Na ang dapat po natin tandaan, lahat po tayo involved kapag po may nagaganap. Kasi po ang theory po sa bullying, there is the victim, there is the defenders, there is the bystanders, yung nakikita na po namin nangyayari pero hindi po nangyayari, And there is the bully, and there is the bully reinforcers, yung parang laban, sige, go lang, ganun. Yun yung
So,
dapat
parang yun pa yung nag-uudyok sa kanya na ituloy niya.
Yun nga po. So, yun po yung in-note natin na lahat po tayo involved. So, as a bystander, kung makakakita man tayo ng someone na sinasaktan, and as an adult, pwede po nating i-interrupt yung nangyayari po.
Okay, and for an onlooker naman, you should have that moral capacity to put a stop to it, di ba?
Yes, and not also parang to fight the bully, hindi po ganun
So, heto ngayon, how can we, you said already na, for example, yung ating mga in-interview, lumapit na nga sila, humingi na sila ng tulong, no? Is there such a thing as really real help for the victim and for the bully?
Yung nilapitan po nila is like telling the stories po, di ba?
So, that's one step.
Number 1 po yun. And number 2 po is yung get support. Meron, sa nakikita ko naman po, they has the capacity pa rin naman po to gain friends. Yung naniniwala po sa kanila na they have been victimized po. And makukuha po nila yung support na yun. Pwede rin po sa family, friends, ganyan, or teachers po. And the 4th one po is get professional help na rin po.
Doon na kayo papasok
yes
noon,
po, mga psychology,
na makakatulong kayo sa kanila.
Po, opo,
We'll take a very short break, Miss Mary Jane, and when we return, we'll continue on. Is there such a thing as sanctions from the law or from the Commission on Higher Education? And can they sanction? And how much help we can really offer to the victims and to those who are bullies? Kasi nga, as you said, two-sided siya. It's not just the victim that should be helped, but the bully itself.
Yes.
Please stay tuned to Hope Channel.
Ang mga pasaring na salita, pangungutya, at minsan pisikal na pananakit ay hindi lang maituturing na simple dahil ang epekto nito ay malalim na tumatanim sa puso't isipan ng mga biktima nito.
If the word hate is the appropriate thing to say, yes. I even thought about joining the military and being a soldier and hunting them down. I caught myself stalking them on Facebook, like just recently, like seeing if they're still alive.
Worry and shame. So mo daw, dako na daw yung problema. Why man na-post to?
Recently, I was diagnosed with depression. The bullying was one of the causes of my depression. I thought of myself as like worthless. It really burned in my brain the things that he did.
Check up ko to psychologist.
Like there was like flashing in front of my eyes. I can see details of the events in front of me. The physical bullying is kinda okay, like the pain goes away, but the psychological part of the deed is kinda taxing to the mind. It's quite heavy. Damage has been done.
At kung tatanungin kung may pagpapatawad bang naghihintay para sa kanilang mga bullies, ito ang kanilang kasagutan.
I will not forgive.
It's quite hard. shaking right now. I don't know. I would just scream in front of him.
Nakahinumduman ako akong mama. Akong mama gi-heart attack. Gidala na mo sa hospital. But my mama died.
Oh, maybe. I regret not fighting back.
And so we are again joined here by our guests here in Dynamic Living the Total You. I am still joined by Dr. Nena Asengo from the CHED, no? Commission on Higher Education. We still have Ms. Mary Jane Shoson, our psychologist. And of course, now we are joined by a third person who's very important to our discussion, Attorney June Sumagaysay. Magandang araw po sa inyo, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So napanood po natin, no? So it was a heartbreaking thing because the mother eventually died because of siguro heartbreak of what happened to her son, no? And then, heto namang pangalawa natin is, meron siyang feelings of hatred, meron siyang tendency to even stalk when he joined the army or military, no? So, pag-usapan natin, isa-isahin natin yan. Heto muna, Miss Mary Jane, yung feeling of shame, binring up niya yun, feeling of hatred, feeling of depression. Heto ba is a normal process that can happen to a victim?
Yes, definitely po. No? Yun po yung immediate effects po sa targets or mga victims po. No? And also, at the same time, inote din po natin that there is a tendency po na yung hatred na nararamdaman po nila is, ang mangyayari po is they become a bully as well.
So there is such a thing as me as a victim, I can end up as a bully myself?
Yes po, ganun po. Kasi po, just to express the anger po. Kaya po, as psychologists po, we need to give them interventions po, no, para po yung emotional problems po nila, mawala po.
And there will be an outlet for all of that, no?
Yes po.
So by letting loose of those pent-up emotions that they've been going through, they would be on the road to recovery already. Yun yung sinasabi mo kanina.
Okay.
So, tanungin kita, Doktora, hetong mga interventions na sabi natin, part niyan is sa school pa lang, meron tayong guidance counselors, no? Is this really a mandate by law sa inyong departamento, sa education, that there has to be guidance counselors every year or sa lahat ng departamento ng inyong naasasakupan?
Sa Commission on Higher Education, we have policy on student affairs and services. One of which is that every higher education institution must have a guidance and counseling services. Yun. So ito yung pwedeng puntahan ng mga bata. That will be the home away from home.
And
so,
are these guidance counselors of you trained and properly educated to be able to handle yung mga ganyan?
As of now, they need to be licensed. O hindi na po pwede yung walang license na guidance counselor. So si Ms. Shoson would know that.
So may criteria na
may
kayo
criteria
before
po
they
tayo.
become?
And in fact, we require a minimum guidance counselor is, the ratio is 1:500 students. Pero there are some higher education institutions na mas marami.
Opo. Do you also is there a policy or in your guideline also sanctions to the students who are bullies and to the parents themselves or to the school itself? Kasi parang nasasakupan yung school
Yun na nga po, hindi ko sasabi na for bully only. So, lahat po nung nangyayari sa school in terms of safety, in terms of behavior, ay pag nakarating po sa amin at na-identify ano talaga yung problema, we coordinate with the proper authorities. Kasi meron din naman po tayong authorities for that. And siguro si Attorney
can answer that, no?
Us.
Pero Attorney, dalawang bagay kasi to Yung isa sa school nangyari, di ba? Ito yung kanyang nilalagyan ng bato yung kanyang bag, ninanakaw yung kanyang baon hanggang sa lumaki siya, di ba? Tinutulak siya. Pero yung isa cyber kasi yun yung kumbaga pinost sa Facebook yung kanyang details as a person So ang unang tanong ko sa attorney how can the law help the victims?
So una titingnan po natin muna ang nakalagay doon sa may Anti-Bullying Act of 2013. Ano?
So meron talagang batas para dyan?
Meron po tayo doon. Nakalagay talaga doon, ang sanctions is not only for the bully, but also for those students who may retaliate against the bully. So ang object ng ating batas, hindi lang i-protectahan ang bully, kundi ang ibang students who would retaliate against the bully.
So pag sinabi mo retaliate, kasi kanina sinabi ni Ms. Choson na yung mga onlookers, your bystanders, who will continue on egging the bully to continue on doing what he's doing to the victim.
Okay.
So are they also nasasakupan din sila? Somehow they are participatory to it?
Okay, kung magsabi po tayo na retaliations, okay, it may either be the person who is being bullied or the friends of some persons who are bullied. Okay, like for instance,
yung kanilang mga kaibigan.
Yes. So ang sanctions hindi lamang sa kay A na bully, kundi man kay B na mag-retaliate against
Pero isn't that unfair? Ako na nga yung binubuli, pati ako madadamay.
Pero ang sanctions sa bully at saka dito sa nag-retaliate, nagdedepende kasi po sa implementing rules and regulations ng Anti-Bullying Act. Ang penalty to be imposed upon the bully as well as the person who will retaliate will depend upon the nature as well as the gravity of the offense. So, halimbawa, ilagay
paano
natin...
kung hindi siya mag-retaliate? Like for example, yun na nga, victim nga siya, no retaliation at all. So, what is a sanction that will be applied to the bully itself?
Okay. According sa may Republic Act 10627, ang mga sanctions, una yung mga written reprimands, okay? We have also community service. Meron tayong suspension, and the worst thing is expulsion from school.
From the school.
Yes, pero lahat ito ay hindi ito mangyayari unless and until
there's due process.
There's due process talaga, okay? That's why sa mga schools natin, required, mandatory ito na mag-establish sila, ang tawag doon ay Child Protection Committee, or in some other schools, an equally same body who will functions as
a child
protection committee.
Meron ganyan, doktora, sa CHED na pinaano ninyo doon sa mga lower levels niyo, that there is such a thing as, or maybe a student protection committee or unit?
Student, yung student affairs.
So sila yung nag-ano noon to ensure that the rights of the students are being upheld, no? So eto, attorney, you mentioned na sa bully yun. Is there such a thing also na kasali ang parents? Can parents be made accountable for the actions of their children who are bullies?
Okay, magdedepende kung gaano ka-extent ang cause ng bully. Okay? Now, halimbawa,
for example, heto nga, namatay yung mama nung bata, inatake sa puso. So, anong mangyayari doon?
Okay. Kung ang pag-atake sa puso is the proximate cause, is the proximate result rather of this particular act of the student, ay may kaakibat na civil or criminal liability. Okay, kasi ganito po yung hindi lang dito papasok ang Anti-Bullying Act, okay? Under sa Civil Code of the Philippines natin, meron tayong tinatawag na Special Parental Authority. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin nito? The moment that the student, okay, gets inside the school campus, okay, meron ng responsibility dyan ang school, okay? Pero meron rin responsibility doon ng ating parents, okay? Now, supposing ang act of bullying, okay, results sa death ng
magulang, ng victim.
Okay, ng victim, ay sa palagay ko merong silang liability po doon, okay? Dahil kung hindi sa act of bullying, which is the proximate cause pagkamatay niya, hindi naman mangyayari ang death. Okay?
Kasi for example, kaya ko tinanong yung attorney, Ms. Yoson, and paano kung nag-depression yung bata because of this and committed suicide? What happens? Will that now be applicable?
Yes, I think, no? Dahil una, in the first place, ang proximate cause ng bullying na ito results results in the death of the child who was bullied. Okay? So kung yun ang nangyayari, may pananagutan ang mga magulang ng bully. Okay, how about the school? Okay.
What is the responsibility now and action towards the school?
Okay. So meron na rin kaakibat doon na liability ang ating school. Kasi marami rin po yung mga doktrina ang Supreme Court natin na lumabas na even before sa child bullying, may nangyayari na po yun.
So, hindi lang ito ngayon, no? Pero kumbaga, this is an ongoing malady. I call it a malady, a disease that society needs to address. So, the school, the therapists, us in the homes, and the society as a whole. Kaya nga nakita mo, Miss Mary Jane, kanina sinasabi mo, it's a holistic approach to it.
Yes po. And also, pwede na nga rin po natin sabihin na it's a national problem na rin. Because, ano rin po intergenerational din po kasi yung bullying. Like, sa home nangyayari, and then the bully, pagka nagkaroon na rin siya ng sariling pamilya, mapapasa niya po yung behavior niya.
So, the root cause should really start again at the very basic core of society, which is the family. Pero tanungin kita, attorney, hetong first victim natin, who is a person with special needs. We don't call them persons with disabilities. We call them people with special needs, children with special needs. So, he's actually not able to communicate, diba? So, nakita na nagsa-sign language siya. And cyber yung kanyang effect because it was posted on media, and then there were so many reactions, and then eventually, it led to his, feelings of his worthlessness. Ang sa cybercrime, kailan po ito naging batas? At ano po ang sinasakupan nito? Because is this now, can we call it a cybercrime, yung ginawa sa kanya? Pinahubad siya, pinost niya yun, hinihingian pa siya ng pera.
Now, under sa ating cybercrime law, I could not exactly remember the exact date. It happened many years. Siguro mga 2000, I think 12 or Ang effect nito, kung ang pag-post yun siya ang dahilan bakit ang isang bully na more especially sa isang tao na may mga special needs siya, ito ang nagiging dahilan na prejudice siya, saka na-damage siya, may kakibat rin talaga na penalty under sa ating batas. Kung ano man ang penalty sa may revised penal code, 1 degree higher sa...
So magiging 1 degree higher? Because ano pa to mas malala kasi special child siya.
So 1 degree higher yun po yun ang penalty sa batas. So mas matindi po doon, na kung ang penalty natin, lagay lang natin 6 to 12 years, ang next degree din 12 to 18.
So mas mataas ang kanyang Pero how can a person like this one, our case, how can they ask help? I mean, are every police precincts, or do they have to go to NBI? Where do they go to seek help and submit their complaints?
Pwede mo sila makapunta sa ating mga police stations.
So meron tayo, they're equipped, they can handle cases like this.
Yes, may mga trained po ang ating mga ibang mga kapulisan doon. Kasi either babae siya, pwede rin sila doon
sa babae
pumunta,
lumapit.
Pwede rin sila pumunta doon sa National Bureau of Investigation. Kung meron silang makakilala, pwede rin sila pumunta sa mga lawyers, para magfa-file ng complaint. Pwede rin sila kung ang victim ay
kung minor ang victim.
Kung
minor ang bata pa yung victim nun.
Yes, with
can
assistance.
This person go and seek assistance, or will it have to go through a parent or an adult to accompany them?
Dapat mas maganda pagkasama sila ng yung kanilang magulang. In the absence of their parents, yung kanilang guardian. Kung wala naman yung guardian, ang DSW pwede naman. Kung
pwede,
wala, yes, Kung wala naman mga DSW, anybody can accompany them sa may law enforcement agency para magsampa ng kaso, para iakyat ito sa may sa fiscal.
So let's go back to Miss Mary Jane. Mary Jane, that is your specialty, to be able to help victims and even bullies themselves. What is now going to be the role of the parents when their children will come and see you? Do you also counsel the parents? Do you include them in the sessions per se?
Yes po, importante po kasi yung feedbacks ng parents muna. So usually during the session, sila po muna yung una namin kinakausap. Then para po ma-gather po yung problems or na-observe nila na behavioral changes sa anak po nila. Then afterwards po yung mismong victim na po, we will have sessions with them. And then po, after po nun sila pong dalawa, yung doon ko po sasabihin kung ano po ba yung pinagdadaanan po nila and what intervention or therapy po na appropriate po para po ma-address po yung problems.
Will you be able to tell us, the viewers, na is there such a thing as a short-term therapy intervention for victims, or is there something more that can be, you know, expected? Kasi expectations, can they become healed? Can they become their persons before it happened? Or is it something like a process, you know, something that you need to go through a process and it may take years and the impact is such on the victim?
Yung interventions po, magdedepende po sa degree po nung impact po sa
bata,
mismong bata.
sa
So,
tao.
every individual po kasi have different way po kung paano po nila hinahandle po yung problems. Yung iba po may coping strategies naman pong ginagawa, kagaya po nung napanood natin sa video. Yung iba naman po wala. So, doon po nagdedepende kung gaano katagal yung process po na yung mga intervention po na kailangan nilang ma-receive.
But there is hope for them.
Yes po, definitely there is hope.
Okay, yun lang naman ang gusto natin iparating sa tagapagpanood. There is hope. Doktora, on the part of CHED, sa tingin niyo po ba, enough na yung inyong programs ngayon for you to be able to help na it will not happen even in the higher levels of education? Or do you see na there is more to be done as yet?
Hindi naman sinasabing kulang, pero meron pa rin dapat magawa para ma-enhance itong mga nag-serve or nagpro-provide ng services. So actually yung sa Office of Student Affairs, ano na po yun, kompleto yan, pati safety and security na pro-provide nila yan, they have to take care of that. So malalaman nila. So ang bata, kung may problema, pwedeng pumunta siya doon sa Office of Student Affairs or sa guidance counselor. O kaya sa teacher niya, katulad na sinasabi ni Mary Jane.
Okay.
So yun. Marami pong sila doon, venues.
For them to be able to seek help.
To air out, yes.
Attorney, sa batas naman, tama na po ba yung mga batas natin na nakakasakop sa Anti-Bullying Act? Or do you believe na there is more to be done as yet? Because as said ng ating therapist here, ni Miss Mary Jane, it's something that may be progressing. It may even be increasing in number. The severity may also be there. So, do you think that the law is enough? And if it is enough, ano dapat ang gawin ng bawat isang mamamayang Pilipino?
Okay, first and foremost, I cannot replace the judgment of our Congress sa paggagawa doon ng batas. Okay, but I do believe that they also they did a part. No? Ang prangkulang lang yata doon sa some other persons yung financial liability. Kasi doon sa may Anti-Bullying Act, yung community service, reprimand, suspension, expulsion, wala-wala dong financial liability.
Alam mo, gusto ko yung sinabi ni Attorney, Doktora, at saka Miss Mary Jane. Very expensive ang therapies. Tama po kayo doon, di ba? Dapat may kaakibat doon na tulungan yun during the therapy sessions.
Kaya nga yung lumalaganap dun sa mga social media na kung tatawagin ka, mataba ka, okay, pangit ka, meron ka na 15,000, 25,000, parang hindi naman tama po yun dahil the law is very clear. The implementing rules and regulations do not provide for such financial financial liability, no. Pero kung ang act ng isang bully, okay, it may constitute a crime, doon lang papasok
yung financial liability.
Kasi hindi naman kasi act of ay may criminal liability. So when in fact yun na rin ang sinasabi ng iba na dapat ito ay ma-amend para may lagay doon clearly.
Makatulong, no? So I'd like to thank the three of you for joining us here. We had a very, enlightening discussion on bullying, which is a big issue. And it always comes out big kasi every time it comes out, it's big already in nature. Doktora, what is your message of hope to the school, maybe to the teachers, to the guidance counselors?
And especially to the bully and the victims. Yeah, if we experience such, we have the guidance counselor, we have the Office of Student Affairs. and your teachers. In case na it doesn't work there, you can always come to check.
All right. What about Mary Jane?
In terms of naman po, financial problems po para sa mga for consultation po ng psychologist or therapist, you can go po, may mga free services po tayo sa Ateneo Bulatao Center po, sa Philippine General Hospital, sa UST Trauma Clinic. They provide free psychological consultation.
All right. So yun yung ikinaganda. It can be available for all. No? Attorney, your message now.
Atin po,
Don't be a bully.
Okay. Atin po dito ay naka-center dito sa may family ang ating mga parents. It is their primary obligations para i-discipline po natin ang ating mga anak dahil po kung di po natin ma-discipline ang ating anak, sometimes they get the
attention outside.
Yes, and then they might become a culprit for such bullying at saka may mga kakibat po tayo ng mga liabilities as parents po. So dapat po ay disiplinahin natin ang ating mga anak inside our home.
Okay. And maybe not just disciplining our children, dear viewers, it's more of providing an environment where our children can develop dispositions of sensitivity, compassion, and commitment towards yung kapwa nila. Kahit sa Biblia po, sinabi sa Romans 15:1, we who are strong ought to bear with the failings of the weak. So magandang araw po sa ating lahat.